And now the news in full. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu extends his profound condolences to the government and the people of Jigawa State over the recent flooding that has led to the loss of lives and displacement of many citizens. In a statement released on Wednesday, Adjurin Galale, special advisor to the president's media and publicity, said the president also commiserates with the bereaved families and victims of the flooding, which has impacted about 14 local government areas and many households. Igalale quoted President Tinubu stating that recurring environmental disasters underscore the urgency of sustaining measures to address climate change and its perils, as well as remove man-made elements to the challenge. He said the president prays for the repose of the souls of the deceased and assures the people of Jigawa of his administration's support at this difficult time. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Abubakar Bagudu, has said Nigeria needs to attract more resources than it has to fund its development agenda. For this to happen, the nation must develop a sound financial system with integrity. He spoke at the management retreat of the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit in Abuja, noting that the 2050 Agenda of National Aspiration requires investments at least $100 billion annually to achieve a GDP per capita of $33,000 or more by 2050. The minister revealed that the current financing level is smaller than that, but explained that President Bola Tinubu's administration has undertaken bold and courageous economic reforms to boost its revenue. To buttress his point, he cited the $20 billion federal budget size, which he said was too small compared with other countries like Brazil and Indonesia, which have similar population sizes and have $750 billion and $210 billion budget respectively. The minister explained that Nigeria needs a sound financial system to attract domestic and foreign investments to finance its development plan. The federal government has unveiled National Youth Dialogue to promote cooperation among Nigerians. The aim is to bridge the gap between citizens and government. The Minister of State for Youth Development, Olawande Ayodele, unveiled the dialogue program in Abuja on Wednesday. He stated that the dialogue will enable youth to explain and bring up to government initiative and talk about the development of the country. He added that the dialogue can further promote youth engagement with the government. The minister reiterated the commitment of the ministry to continue to create opportunities to support the youth to thrive. He also cited that dialogue is very important at this critical stage of the nation's development. Those present during the unveiling are the special advisors, senior special advisors to governors, youth parliament, and various youth organizations.
And make sure that we move Nigeria forward, because nobody will come and do it for us. It is we ourselves, regardless of whichever state we come from, ethnic groups, whatever we call it. We've made up our mind to come together, to cooperate. This dialogue is going to be a sitting that all of us will sit together and make sure that we go down deep to the problem we are facing, so that at the end of the day, we will not continue discussing the problem. We want to start discussing the solution.
The concept is to have 774 local governments represented, irrespective of your political party, irrespective of your religion or tribe or where you come from. Because whether we like it or not, Nigeria is at a melting point, with over 60% of our population being young people, and with a very strong disconnect between the leaders and the led. It is important that we bring ourselves together to dialogue, talk to ourselves. What are the problems and how can we solve the problem?
Well, this event represents more than a dialogue. It's a powerful convergence of ideas.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Wednesday said the commission is set for the issuing of permanent voters' cards, PVCs, to those that participated in the last registration exercise in Edo State tomorrow, Thursday, 22nd, 2024. This was made known by the State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Anubom Onoha, while briefing journalists ahead of the distribution at the Commission's headquarters in Benin City, the Edo State capital. Correspondent Dele Fasan has more.
Addressing journalists, the Edo INEC Reg said the voters' card will be issued to residents where they registered, as he added that the Commission has rectified items damaged by flooding at the headquarters.
These cards will be issued to the registrar where they registered, and this exercise will take place from the 22nd of this month. That one will be 5 days. After that, it will now go to the local government head office of the commission, and that one will be from 28th to 7th of September. You are also aware that something happened to us. We were affected by the flood that damaged our fence. We have been able to do that.
On the continuous voters registration exercise, he stressed that the cards are ready despite the people not giving the Commission a chance.
Recently, we did continuous voters registration. When we started that exercise, some of you were pessimistic that they will not get the card. But to the glory of God, that card had been printed and given to us. The national body, the commission, has given us those cards. And in Edo, we have a total of 119,206 new that were registered. In addition, we have 8,847 voters transferred from their registration within the state.
The Edo governorship election is expected to take place on the 21st of September 2024. From Edo State, Dele Fason reporting for Galaxy TV News.
Stakeholders in the Nigeria's solid minerals and mining sector have appealed to the Minister of Mines to declare all subnational entities as illegal and initiate actions towards ensuring compliance with relevant provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act 2007 and its regulations of 2011. The association made the appeal while addressing journalists in Abuja on Wednesday. They advised that the National Council of State, the Federal Executive Council, and the National Economic Council be put in notice as to the constitutional breach by state government and the untoward consequences of the continued trampling on the letters and the spirit of the Constitution, which they swore an oath to defend and uphold. They pleaded with the Honorable Minister of Mines to pause the implementation of the new regime of fees and royalty rates payable in the sector pending the constitution of a panel of stakeholders and ministry officials to make recommendations to after due consideration of all empirical parameters.
And they are requesting for processing permits to the state. Where the FMO, some trusts were seized by mining machines, and the owner called on the federal mines officer because he is a legally permitted operator. He called on the federal mines officer, and the federal mines officer called the mining machine. Master said, no, we don't have anything to do with your office. And we appointed all this on to the minister, that there should be alignment. We are not indicting anybody, and I think he has promised us, when we met with him, that he was going to do that.
A major challenge that has been facing this sector in the last 1 year, to be precise, that has become amplified, is the issue of the subnational unbridled interference in the mining sector. When I mean subnational, I'm talking about the state government. I'm sure some of you, because you are reporting in the sector, you will have reported the chaos that is actually going on in most of the states of the Federation.
You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News, and coming up next. The Federal High Court in Abuja issues a temporary order halting the implementation of the scrapping of the higher national diploma in pharmaceutical technology. This is the reason why we come to you shortly. To stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTVNews. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our Eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share a story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. The Federal High Court in Abuja has issued a temporary order halting the implementation of the scrapping of the higher National Diploma HND in Pharmaceutical Technology by the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) and the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria (PCN). Justice Peter Alifu ordered the NBTE and PCN to put a decision against HND or pharmaceutical technology on hold until a legal action instituted against them by 6 aggrieved Nigerians is fully determined. The judge said that since the NBTE and PCN have become aware of the pendency of the suit against them and even joined issues with those who filed a case against them, they should maintain status quo till the suit is fully determined. Specifically, Justice Lifu ordered that no step must be taken by any of the parties on the subject matter until he has taken final decision on the dispute. The judge had earlier ordered the NBTE and PCN to appear before him and explain the rationale behind the move to scrap the award of higher national diploma HND pharmaceutical technology in all institutions in Nigeria. The Medical Women Association of Nigeria have, as a matter of urgency, urged the federal government to put an end to the incessant abduction of health workers across the country. National President of the association, Professor Rosemary Ogu, made the call at a news conference in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. She frowned at the alarming trend of kidnappers targeting medical practitioners who dedicated their lives to serving others.
It is with deep concern and a profound sense of responsibility that I address you on behalf of the Medical Women's Association of Nigeria. In recent months and weeks, we have witnessed the harrowing abduction of our esteemed colleagues, Dr. Ekanem Phillips, Dr. Ganiat Popola, and now, tragically, even medical students and a house officer have been taken hostage by kidnappers.
The Medical Women President cried that they are being overworked, underpaid and overlooked, adding that the rights of medical personnel in the nation are not just being violated, but that the health sector is being discredited. The body condemned the kidnap of the 25 medical students who were kidnapped around Benue State and others, calling for their unconditional release.
It is unbearable. The sanctity of human life and the safety of our healthcare workers must be upheld at all costs. The kidnapping of healthcare professionals is a grave injustice, and it undermines the essential role they play in society. We call on the federal government, state governments, and all relevant security agencies to take immediate and decisive action to safeguard the safe release of our colleagues.
The medical women called for global action to address the increased violence against medical professionals in the country. Barely 7 days after the abduction of 20 medical students and their house officers from the University of Maiduguri and University of Jos in Benue State last week, an appeal has gone to the kidnappers holding them captive to release the students unharmed to enable them return to school, even though the Inspector General of Police has deployed officers and men to rescue them. A retiree, Kwagadona Fagar, father of one of the abducted students, made the appeal at his residence in Makurdi, while citing the difficulty most parents are going through during these economic challenges to source the ransom of 50 million naira. The retiree said since retirement in January 17, 2013, from the State Civil Service till date, he has not received his gratuity except for the monthly pension, which the new administration led by Governor Hyacinth Aliya started paying, calling on both the federal and state government and others well-meaning Nigerians to assist all the medical students before the kidnappers carry out their threat of killing the student one after the other.
For us to raise money, because most of us are retirees, some are widows, some widows, so it's not easy for them to raise the ransom they are demanding. Feeling very sad, both my wife and my children. The situation is not easy for us. Everybody is struggling to raise money, but it's not easy for us. Retired since 2013. I'm 11 and a half years outside without gratuity.
The air component of Operation Harden K has eliminated 5 key terrorist commanders alongside more than 35 foot soldiers in the successful air interdictions in Arena Southern Tumbunts of Borno. This is contained in a statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information Nigerian Air Force, AVN Edward Gapquet, on Wednesday in Abuja. Gapquet said the terrorist commanders killed in the airstrikes on August 16 include Munzil Arika, Sani Dila, also known as Dan Hausawan, Jubel Ram, Amer Modu, Dan Fulani, Furfuri, and Bukhara Arena Chicken. He said the air interdiction was a decisive effort to further weaken the activities of remnants of terrorists operating in the northeast, while also protecting innocent civilians and own troops. According to him, intelligence had revealed the clandestine migration of terrorists into the area from neighboring locations prior to the mission. Confirmatory intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions were further conducted on August 12 and August 15, identified numerous terrorists and active structures concealed under trees. Following the police invitation to the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, over alleged terrorism, financing, treasonable felony, and cyber crimes, the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) accused the federal government of harassing its leaders and has put its members and affiliates on red alert, threatening a nationwide strike should the Nigerian police force detain its president. Our Oyo State News correspondent, Shegun Falomo, sought the news of some Nigerians over the matter.
This is a delicate issue at a delicate moment in the history of Nigeria, and should be handled delicately. My first perception is to see a situation where an agency of the federal government, that is the police, is attempting to intimidate labor leadership in the country. given the role that Labour has played in the past and even presently in the quest for the welfare of citizens.
There are laws, and the laws have to be obeyed. See, part of the problem of this country is that there is too much immunity and impunity. If I commit a sin, they will leave me alone. They say, and that person will be encouraged to commit the same sin. Why can't he go there if he has a clean mind and answer those questions? He brings me along his lawyer and defends himself. But to say they're going to bring Nigeria down, I'm sure Nigeria will respond to them equally.
The man has already said he's not going to go and see the police based on the information. But then when you look at the manner and the way things are happening, things are actually, so you can see that, you see, it's the issue of trust that is lacking now. He has not said he's not going to go, but he's actually trying to report to his constituency that they're inviting me. And people are thinking that some of those charges might be drop-off charges, that if not properly handled, it can actually be thrown off. So you don't really expect him not to actually inform his constituency. I just work with the police net.
Police has not indicted him. It's just a kind of situation whereby they said, we assumed you did this, we assumed you did that. Although the mechanism has an allegation, it is him that will go there to go and clear himself. And we didn't do that. All this one he was shouting is going to shout Nigeria down. Nigeria, no, though we all believe Nigeria is a PLC, where people they believe they can walk away with all the atrocity. Let him go there.
In a recent development, there has been a lingering of a tenure extension for the office of the Inspector General of Police within Nigeria, as the Senate has passed a bill into law expecting assent of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This development has sparked reactions in the polity whether this is a political motive or favoritism towards the current IGP Kayode Egbetokun, whose, according to his official record with Nigeria Police Force, will retire on September 4th, 2024. Galaxy's Oluwadara Kimbonwe examines the reaction of some Nigerians on this development. The report.
Chief Lekan Olaniran stated that though the President have the constitutional power to elongate the tenure of Inspector General of Police, but there are so many urgent things that deserve the attention of the President.
He has a constitutional power to elongate it, but there are so many urgent things that deserve the attention of the President. But if that elongation is done, I think, to me, it's not the proper time. You could have allowed him to spend his time, and there are so many competent hands.
Barrister Dave Ajetumobi stated that the law is still a speculation and that will be an extension of illegality.
If it is done, and it will not be something new, it will be continuation of illegality commenced by Buhari. You know, that won't be the first time that they will be extending tenure of IGPs. But it doesn't make sense. It should be challenged because there's an age limit. Everybody should have an opportunity to contribute his own quota.
Barrister Sile Daniel stated that competence should take precedence in moving Nigeria forward.
In legal jurisprudence, it's very wrong. You don't amend a law. So that even the Constitution says you don't amend the law because of an individual. He has had his tenure, and if the tenure is career, it's the career that made him an IG. Not by virtue of amending laws that made him an IG. Yes, some people had to leave because of him, but at the end of the day, he got to that position to get it. If he has spent 60 years or whatever terminates his appointment, he should go. Another person comes in. We can't continue to change the law because of individuals.
Barrister Dave Ajetumobi emphasized that every officer should have equal rights and that such proponents tend to forget that every human being has a lifespan. He said the system is no better than the previous system. Barrister Daniel said there is nothing fantastic about the current Inspector General of Police.
This attempt is telling us that apart from Egbetokun, there is no other human being that can perform well as IGP in Nigeria. And such proponents tend to forget that every human being has a lifespan.
There is nothing fantastic, and there will be nothing fantastic if after a year nothing has changed. I don't know how he wants to change in the remaining years we want to give him.
However, this development might have an adverse effect on the next top 3 officers to the Inspector General of Police.
The increase in the dependency ratio of imported crude oil by the NNPC Limited, which is a major Nigerian oil firm, has drastically affected every sector of the economy since Nigeria depends mainly on oil to this end. The clamor for modular refineries to start refining product locally amid increase in dollar rate continues to rise amid the federal government's plan to start selling crude to local refinery Naira come October 1st, 2024. In this report, our correspondent Dele Fason takes a look at modular refineries in Nigeria as regards to their capacity and affordability. The report.
Nigeria currently has 25 licensed modular refineries, with only 5 operationally producing kerosene, diesel, black oil, and naphtha. Though the aim is to reduce the nation's dependency on imported refined petroleum products, the capacity and other challenges has been a major source of discourse. A professor of applied physics and an associate professor of energy, Federal University of Petroleum Resources in Efrun, Delta State, stress on the capacity of modular refineries in meeting the needs of Nigerians.
Yes, if we upgrade the capacity of the artisanal refinery, I'm very sure that in no distant time, they can meet the needs of Nigeria petrol product and other related product from the crude. We can even expand to move to other neighboring countries because we have the crude, the market is there, and also the technology is there.
We need to secure local refineries by giving them a crude and let them pay in Naira so that they are not at the risk of the volatility of the dollar and the global oil market trends. That way, you were able to secure the local refinery. Again, it's a known fact that energy is a security matter.
They charge the federal government to allocate crude oil to modular refineries in solving the forest challenges facing the petroleum sector.
If looking at the exchange rate today, we don't need to export to import for us to get the final product. That will eliminate this exchange rate issue. Therefore, we also advocate that government should allocate crude to these people instead of tapping it illegally to reduce this cost of export and import of the product. And in so doing, you see that the price of this product will come down drastically because it is locally extracted, locally refined, and we will use it locally.
It's a known fact that energy is a security matter. And in all spheres of the world where there are proper development, the government has a way of intervening and subsidize energy for production, specifically energy for production. So if there is an attempt to regulate the policy to sell crude in Naira, it will also reduce the pressure on the forex, not just dollar, and any other foreign currency of those who are coming to participate in the oil and gas and energy sector.
Meanwhile, as the news of the federal government readiness to commence sales of crude oil in Naira to the Dangote refinery come 1st of October 2024 filtered the air, Nigerians are hoping that cabals in the oil sector do not hijack the federal government drive to crash the petroleum product price as a result of reduction in forests for imported crude oil. From Delta State, Dele Fason reporting for Galaxy TV News.
Eboyin government says it has begun public health sensitization for the prevention of the spread of the deadly viral monkeypox and pox disease, which is fast spreading across the country. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Daniel Umuzikiri, disclosed this on Wednesday in Abakaliki. He said that the state, through the Ministry of Health and other relevant agencies, have embarked on public sensitization to raise people's awareness on the disease. According to him, the state government was not relenting in ensuring that citizens of the state were protected against the disease through various health safety measures. He said that health workers had embarked on public awareness on the existence of mpox and the need for the public to maintain standard health safety measures to prevent its spread in the state. Umuzikiri, who revealed that the state had recorded the first case of mpox disease, noted that efforts were in place to contain it and stop it from spreading. He said that the virus was recorded at the Alex Ekweme Federal University Teaching Hospital, Abakaliki, on August 10. A driver transportation gas in a tanker sustained injuries when his vehicle overturned along the Oshodi-Apapa Expressway on Wednesday. The spokesperson for the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, Adebayo Taufik, confirmed the incident in a statement obtained by newsmen on Wednesday. The driver's identity had not been disclosed at the time of this report, but it was reported that he was receiving treatment. Taufik added that the swift intervention of last-mile personnel in conjunction with the effort of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Services averted a potential disaster resulting from the incident. He stated that earlier today, a loaded gas tanker overturned at Antonio K heading towards reacting to the incident. The last-mile general manager, who was present at the scene, stated that the agency will continue to prioritize the safety of road users within the state. The acting national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Ambassador Umar Damagum, has confidently stated that no one can pressure him into stepping down from his position. The party has been dealing with internal disputes both before and after the 2023 general elections. Damagum has been repeatedly blamed by members for contributing to the ongoing crisis. He mentioned that the criticism only enhances popularity as he is considering running for the presidency due to the increased recognition. Speaking at the inauguration of the National Reconciliation and Disciplinary Committees chaired by Olagunshoye Oyinlola and Tomi Ikimi respectively, Damagum expressed frustration with individuals who lack knowledge of the National Working Committee operations yet spread misinformation to the public.
You are an agent of distraction. You should be positive in any time you talk if you believe in this party. So I said it's an opportunity for me to clear the air.
In their acceptance speech, Oyinlola and Ikimi pledged to deliver their mandates diligently and not to make the party and the nation fail.
Also a moment that redefines us, the mission that unites all of us. Our party, the People's Democratic Party, was back as a platform for upholding the best of democratic values.
Of implementing this requirement in our party. For some time now, there has been a proliferation of actions
You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News. We'll quickly take a break, and when we return, the news continues. To stay with us. We're glad to have you back. The federal government is assured of its commitment to the improvement of youth productivity in the country. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Students' Engagement, Sunday Asefon, disclosed this to journalists in Ado-Ekiti at a workshop organized for student union leaders in the Southwest. He said the training is organized for student leaders across the country and commenced in Makurdi a few weeks ago. He said students' union leaders will be trained on incisive leadership in order to build responsible young leaders who will move from protest to participation and help the federal government in achieving some set objectives. Participants expressed confidence that the workshop will equip them to understand the rudiments of leadership in order to be active players in the socio-economic development of the country.
The training is about capacity building and leadership training. And again, we are also looking at building a responsible young leaders in Nigeria and also teaching them about productivities, how could they be productive to themselves, how could they be productive to the country, and how they can be also be more effective to the students they are also leading on their various campuses.
Everywhere in the world, it is the youths of today that become the leaders of tomorrow. So a society gets the kind of leaders it gets from the youths that are available at any point in time. So if you don't train people, you are not going to get anything out of what they will become in future.
I really appreciate the federal government, especially President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is a great opportunity and a privilege for me to be here. So if this program can continue, I can tell it will be of great help to Nigerian leaders, like Nigerian student leaders at large.
The Deputy Chief Whip of the House of Representatives, Honorable Adewumi Onanuga, has called on Nigerians to exercise patience with the Bola Tinubu-led government and embrace farming as part of efforts to reduce hunger and economic hardship. Onanuga, who is representing Ikene, Shagamu, Remo North Federal constituencies, said the prevailing hunger in the country affects everyone, including herself. The federal lawmaker said this while responding to questions from newsmen shortly after she flagged off 22 kilometer Shagamu to Okwada Road in Shagamu local government area. Speaking with newsmen, Onanuga admitted that the fuel subsidy removal has taken tolls on Nigerians, but there is a need to be more patient with the government. She pointed out that in the past, our Nigerian president failed to remove the fuel subsidy because they are afraid of the backlash.
Removal has been very hectic on everyone, and it's not as if some people are enjoying it, some people are, running away from it. It's affecting everybody. However, we all need to be a little bit more patient. If we've gone through a lot for so many years, because those who have been in government have been afraid of taking the bull by the horns because of this kind of backlash. And then we get to a point where somebody who is able to take the bull by the horns and understand that this backlash will be there, but to put things in place that would, at the end of the day, make this situation better, then I think we should just give the person.
Speaking further, Onanuga noted that the road, which is of enormous economic importance, will on completion revive the economic viability of the rural dwellers.
Shimawa, and then the express road, the Redeemed Christian Church of God area to the express road, the Lagos-Ibadan express road. Along the road on both sides, there are agrarian communities, a lot of farmers. So when they go to the farm and they harvest, they don't have the good road to bring their harvest to the markets. And then most of the things they do are perishable items.
We've expected government upon government, we've pleaded to government after government to help us with this. This is like a major road in the constituency, the second constituency, which is Makun constituency. And it's a road that can help our commerce because all our villages are on this road. So we are hopeful that once this road is done, they'll be able to bring in their goods from the villages and have a good road to bring it to the international market that is owned by the government.
And now move over to the foreign desk for more news.
This is news from the international scene. Violence continued at the Lebanese-Israeli border after new Israeli airstrikes killed 2 people in southern Lebanon, Lebanese security sources and the Health Ministry said on Wednesday. These happened hours after at least 20 were injured in a separate attack. Israeli strikes hit 2 areas early on Wednesday, one in Beit Leaf and another in Al-Wazani. 1 person was killed in each location, the ministry said. The Israeli military said it hit a car in Beit Leaf near the Israeli border. It said the target was a Hezbollah terrorist. In response to the attack in Beit Leaf, the pro-Iranian militia Hezbollah claimed to have sent a suicide drone into northern Israel. The movement also claimed several attacks on Israeli targets, including one in the Golan Heights. According to Israeli emergency services, a man was injured by shrapnel when a rocket hit his home in Kazrin in the Golan. Israeli media reported heavy damage in the town and near a military base which was targeted by Hezbollah in the Golan. Overnight, a person was killed in an Israeli airstrike on eastern Lebanon. At least 20 people were also injured, among them children, in the strikes that targeted Nabi Shit near the ancient town of Baalbek in the northeast of the country, the Health Ministry said. Hezbollah said that the dead man was one of its members. The daughter of one of the 6 Israeli hostages whose bodies were brought back from Gaza to Israeli military on Tuesday has accused Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of putting political priorities ahead of a ceasefire and hostage release deal. Imbal Albini Perry told newsmen that her 80-year-old father Chaim and his friends would have been among the first people freed under any agreement with Hamas and that they should have come back alive. Netanyahu has insisted he is making every effort to bring back all the remaining hostages kidnapped during the Hamas 7 October attack. But Albini Perry said, "I don't believe a word he is saying. I want him to say to my family and all the other families, I'm sorry, I was wrong." In an interview, Ms. Perry did not explicitly explain what she meant by political priorities. Netanyahu's far-right allies have vowed to pull out of his coalition, undermining his chances of staying in power if he agrees to release a large number of Palestinian prisoners from Israeli jails in return for hostages. Ukrainian forces remained under severe pressure around the city of Provoksk in the east of the country after Russian troops mounted successive assaults in the region on Tuesday. The General Staff reported in Kyiv gave the report on Wednesday. The assaults have been repulsed, the report from Wednesday said. Fighting was continuing in many settlement lines on the approach for the Russians to Provoksk, some 10 kilometers from the front line. Russian military bloggers reported Russian advances in the region. Prokrovsk, an industrial and mining center of some 65,000 inhabitants in the Donetsk region before the Russian invasion, is a key Ukrainian supply hub along the section of the front. Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrskyi has acknowledged that the situation is difficult. Reports from the Russian side said the defense of Prokrovsk was flattering. Ukrainian military reports also referred to heavy fighting around Toretsk to the northeast of Prokrovsk. Still on the international scene, Michelle and Barack Obama gave resounding endorsement of Kamala Harris on Tuesday night at the Democratic National Convention, exhorting party supporters across the U.S. to turn out and vote to defeat Donald Trump in November. Hope is making a comeback, Mrs. Obama told the crowd at the DNC in Chicago, echoing her husband's campaign promise of hope and change. In their back-to-back speeches, the Democratic Party's most popular figures praised Ms. Harris while excoriating Trump, whose presidency was characterized by bluster and chaos, in the words of Obama. But the couple also warned their party not to lose sight of what remains an extremely tight race amid the enthusiasm for Harris's campaign. They stressed the election will be difficult in a handful of key swing states. "Make no mistake, it will be a fight," said the 63-year-old former President Obama. Michelle Obama, 60, stressed the point further. "We need to vote in numbers that erase any doubt," she said. "We need to overwhelm any effort to suppress us." A bus conveying Pakistani pilgrims have overturned in Iran, killing at least 28 passengers. Iranian state media reports. The crash happened on Tuesday night in the central Iranian province of Yazd and was due to a defective braking system, newsmen reported, citing a preliminary police investigation. Another 23 passengers were injured, 14 of them critically. Pakistan's ambassador to Iran, Mohammed Mudassir Tipu, told newsmen. The pilgrims were traveling from the Sindh province in Pakistan to Iraq's holy city of Karbala to commemorate one of the biggest events in the Shia calendar. Around 50 people were believed to have been on the bus at the time of the crash, according to local media, including pilgrims from Lakhana, Kotki and cities in Sindh. 11 women and 17 men were among those who died in the crash, according to the crisis management director, Ali Malikzadeh. The bus caught fire in front of Desir Taft checkpoint in Iran, around 681 kilometers south of the capital Tehran, according to reports by local media. Lastly, on the international scene, Bosnian police say 3 high school employees were shot dead by a co-worker. 3 members of staff at a secondary school in northwestern Bosnia have been killed during a shooting by a co-worker, local media is reporting. Bosnia police said the gunman used an automatic rifle to kill the school employees before shooting himself, adding that he is in hospital in a critical condition. Initial reports by local media suggest the gunman was a caretaker in the Sanskimus school. The shooting took place during Bosnia's summer holiday period. Police say they received reports that a man had opened fire at the school at around 10 a.m. local time. Adnan Beganovic, police spokesman for the region, told reporters the shooter had tried to take his own life and was seriously injured. Police did not elaborate on whether there was a motive. Well, reports by Bosnian media suggest the employee had been suspended and fired shots during a school committee meeting. He was taken to a hospital in the town of Banja Luka. Bosnian media say the school's dean, secretary and English teacher were killed in the attack. And that's it from the international scene.
And up next is entertainment news.
Welcome to Entertainment News. My name is Rose Blossom Moye. Here are the stories for today.
Afrobeat singer and songwriter Augustine Maishgili Chico, popularly known as Techno, has taken to social media to debunk trending reports that he collapsed in South Africa. A viral video making rounds on social media captured the moment a person was surrounded by people trying to assist him after he collapsed at an event. Even though the face of the person wasn't visible, reports suggested that it was Techno in the video while he was at South Africa. In reaction, the singer shared a photo of him on his Instagram page, announcing to his fans and followers that he is ill and healthy and currently not in South Africa. He, however, prayed for whoever was in the video is doing fine. It is worth noting that another report followed the rumors, alleging that the actual person in the video was Kenyan rapper Prezzo, who collapsed during the launch of the Bahatis. Highlight singer Flavour shared some candid moments in a recent interview about his views on whether he can be classified as an Afrobeat artist or not. The interviewer asked Flavour how he feels when he's not mentioned among top Afrobeat artists, and he gave a very witty response. Highlight singer Flavour shared some candid moment in a recent interview. Flavour responded by saying that his genre of music is African music, and as such, it can be categorized under Afrobeat. Going forward, Flavour said that the African entertainment scene needs to push forward other genres as there is too much focus on Afrobeats. He also said that Afrobeat should just be categorized as being part of Afrobeats, and there's so much more that Africa has to offer. Flavour mentioned some of his top African artists. The popular singer Diamond was at the top of his list. The reason behind Flavour cheating the entertainment scene was because he felt they are limiting the music industry by only focusing on Afrobeats. A lot of netizens seem to be in support of Flavour's thought process as they took to the comment to show their support. Nigerian music sensation Paul Okoye, aka Rude Boy of P-Square, has lamented why he and his brother can't maintain a family bond despite no longer being in a business partnership. The P-Square duo, comprising Paul and Peter Okoye, has been embroiled in a public feud. It began when Paul accused Peter of reporting him to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. In an interview, Peter responded with a noble letter on social media denying the allegations and instead seeking transparency about a mysterious company, Northside Music, allegedly owned by their older brother Jude Okoye and his wife Ifoma. In a swift response, Jude Okoye, the elder brother of Paul and Peter Okoye, took to Instagram Live on Saturday to address the allegations. He vehemently denied Peter's claim that he had diverted millions of dollars in P-Square royalties into a personal account. While speaking during an interview live chat on Monday, Paul Okoye wondered why their brothers cannot be together as siblings, even though they are no longer in business together. Famous actress Jennifer Lopez, 55, has filed for divorce from Ben Affleck, 52, in Los Angeles County Superior Court. It will be recalled that the couple remarried in Las Vegas on July 16, 2022, rekindling their romance 17 years after the initial engagement. However, their second chance at love came to an end on April 26, 2024, when they separated. Lopez represented herself in the filing and didn't mention a prenuptial agreement, with sources confirming its absence. This marks the end of a long and winding road for the Hollywood couple, who initially broke up in January 2004. Despite being apart for over a decade, they remained friendly and famously rekindled their romance in 2021, only to ultimately part ways once again.
And that'll be all on entertainment news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rose Blossom Moye. Bye for now.
And that's all we have on Galaxy Primetime News. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. My name is Menwara Gimazaka. Goodbye.